Hey everybody, Adam Davidson, RadCast for Friday, May 26, 2023. Listen to this prayer that Jesus offers to his Father. In the presence of his disciples, he's praying for them and for us today. So just to be clear, the words that John records are the words that Jesus prays for you and for me today. He prays, "My prayer is not for them alone," referring to his disciples. "I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. May they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me." And that's the word of the Lord. Unity. That is what Jesus prays for. He's basically laying the foundation for a group of people to show a Christ-like unity and a oneness between them, just as God the Father and God the Son are one, which is the most beautiful picture of unity of all, the triunity, Father, Son, and Spirit, a perfect community. Well, guess what? The church is not a perfect community. Think about this on the timeline. This is John chapter 17. Moments before in the story, Jesus is arrested. What do his disciples do? The very ones that he prayed, would be united and would have Christ in them and the Father. Did God answer their prayer? His prayer? No, they run away. They bail on Jesus, all of them, some of them violently. Judas, who turned him in, and Peter, who said, "Not I, Lord," and then so here's my point. One of the sources of church hurt is that people do strange things. They don't keep their word. They make poor decisions. Their lack of maturity becomes evident in times of crisis. So a couple pieces as we wrap up the church hurt series. Number one, again, people will let you down. You have to ask yourself, do I really expect people to be perfect? And some of it is just the act of disillusionment. We spend our time in the church, maybe we grew up in the church, and these people, our Sunday school teachers and leaders and volunteers among us, the ushers, the cool usher that always gave us Tic Tacs or whatever, we tend to elevate them as children. Then we grow up and we go, wait a minute, their marriage is a mess? Wait a minute, what? He's got this and that in his back. Wait, she did what? So there's this disillusionment of these people aren't who I thought they were. It's like finding out the truth about Santa or the Easter Bunny. We have to ask ourselves, do we really expect these people to be perfect? Do we really expect our pastor to be perfect? A lot of times the pastor is held to a higher standard than Jesus himself. It's really amazing. And this shows itself when a pastor will make a leadership decision and pockets within the church will have wildly different views on what the right thing to do is, and all of them are equally passionate and sometimes equally loud. Pastors will invariably disappoint you. But let me bring this to the table as we close up this week. It could be that some source of church hurt, I'm just saying some, not the abuse kind, not the bad stuff. I'm just saying like our bad feeling with church could be because, unfortunately, we think of ourselves as consumers, customers of a product who give of our time and sometimes our money, maybe our attention on social media in exchange for a spiritual product or experience. I wonder if sometimes church hurt is really just a bad customer experience. Just think about this for a minute. Our expectations with the church are not met. We didn't get the customer service we thought we would. Or maybe Jesus himself, we think, let us down, forgot about us, didn't do the right thing. This whole thing is fake because I had a bad experience. The disciples in John chapter 17 are being prayed for by the one who has the power of prayer in his hands. They bail on him in the next chapter. Why? Because they have a bad experience. They're disappointed. They feel like they're not getting what they deserve. We have to look at it from the pure fact that within the church, and some of this is our own doing as church leaders, we've created an environment that teaches you that you are here to receive a product. We will have the best kids ministry, the best youth ministry, the best music. It won't be too loud. It won't be too quiet. The sermon will be the right length. The coffee will be the best local brew. The water will be filtered. The bathrooms will be clean. The parking lot will be clean. 7 people will congratulate you for coming to church that morning. 6 of them with a smile. 1 of them with only half a smile because they've got a bad tooth, but we can't be mad at them about it. And if you don't have a good experience, here's a form, here's a card you can fill out. Complain, complain, complain in Jesus' name. And we'll do our best to make you happy because we know that you're tithing in that bucket, and we need that to keep this whole machine going. Discipleship has nothing to do with consumerism. In fact, it's the opposite. Discipleship is about giving up your desires. Discipleship is about not having your personal needs met. Discipleship is about surrendering yourself and following Jesus. And I'm not saying that it's any one person's fault. That's just the evangelical industrial complex that we built. That's the seeker service. If people have a good experience, they'll come back, they'll bring their friends, the church will grow, and we'll have more people. The goal is not to have more people, it's to have more disciples, that they would be one, Father, as Jesus prayed, just as you are in me and I am in you. So, as we conclude Church Hurt, ask this one question, do this examination with the Lord. Am I really just upset because I didn't have a good customer experience, because I expected superpowers from the pastor, or I expected the people to be perfect? These are things that we must struggle with and wrestle with, because you need the church, and the church needs you. You've got to be part of this thing that Jesus started a long time ago. Have a great weekend. That's RadCast.